Good morning to everybody. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. First of all, thank you very much for coming in this cold weather. I know it's very, very cold outside there. But don't worry, we are preparing some hot coffee and some samosas for you. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Like every year, this year we are celebrating Guru Nanak's birthday inside the hospital here, and we are very grateful for you to join us on these celebrations. As you know, Sikhi is not a very old religion. It's only about 500 years old, and Sikhi now is spread all over the world. There are about 25 million Sikhs living, and they all celebrate Guru Nanak's birthday in November. Sikh Gurdwaras, Sikh organizations, and various other groups congregate together to celebrate this day. And today we are very grateful to the Leeds Chaplaincy for letting us use the prayer room, Faith Center here for celebrating the Guru Nanak's birthday. I'm not sure about any fire precautions or fire drill going on or not, but if there is a fire drill, there will be somebody to direct you out of the building here. Otherwise, we'll keep sitting here. Right. The first item on is Kirtan. Kirtan? Yeah. First item is Kirtan. That's the singing of Guru Nanak's hymns. It will be performed by Bhagat Singh and his partners. In the accomplishment of musical instruments, as you can see them, they are here, tabla and harmonium. So I will call upon Bhagat Singh Ji to come forward and start the Kirtan, please.
So we're about to sing a composition from the Guru Granth Sahib, which contains the words of Guru Nanak. As Bhai Gurdev Singh mentioned, we're here to, the whole Sikh nation across the world has been remembering, celebrating, and rejoicing the arrival of Guru Nanak and the message he brought forward. And the Shabad we're going to sing today speaks of the message of oneness that Guru Nanak tried to introduce to mankind. In an area where there were only Hindus and Muslims, one of the first things Guru Nanak spoke about is that there are no Hindus and no Muslims. And that raised a question in everybody's mind. Why would somebody say that in an area where there's only Hindus and Muslims? And Guru Nanak eventually shared that there's something more important than the titles and the religions we follow, and that is to recall that we're all human beings and we're all connected to each other. And that takes precedence over what the names we call ourselves and where we think we belong in the world. And this Shabad reflects that Guru Nanak purposefully used the language that's popular amongst Muslims for God, and starts by using the word Allah, saying Aval Allah Nur Upaya, that this Allah, this entity that you call Allah, he is present and we acknowledge him too. We might acknowledge him with a different name, Christians in a different name, Hindus with a different name. We acknowledge that this Allah created this light that's in every single one of us, regardless of what we call ourselves, what type of life form we are. And when we acknowledge that, we automatically begin a relationship with each other, kinship with each other. And the Shabad reflects on that. So we've got the translations up. And as we sing, we ask everybody to take our mindset into that same place that the Shabad is trying to share by reflecting on the translations and see what feelings it generates within us. And when we sing these words, the feelings are then accentuated even further. So I'm going to invite Bhai Raghubir Singh, who joins us today to recite this Shabad. And those who know the words can close their eyes and reflect, and those who may need to refer to the translations can obviously feel to do so. Thank you. ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ
ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ
ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ
ਅਵਲ ਅੱਲਾ ਨੂਰ ਉਪਾਇਆ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕੇ ਸਭ
ਬੰਦੇ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕੇ ਸਭ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕੇ ਸਭ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕੇ ਸਭ ਬੰਦੇ
ਏਕ ਨੂਰ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਉਪਜਿਆ
ਏਕ ਨੂਰ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਉਪਜਿਆ ਏਕ ਨੂਰ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਉਪਜਿਆ ਕੌਣ ਭਲੇ ਕੋ ਮੰਦੇ ਕੌਣ ਭਲੇ ਕੋ ਮੰਦੇ ਕੌਣ ਭਲੇ ਕੋ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ
Thank you very much, Bhagat Singh. As he explained that the hymn was based on Guru Nanak said, there's one God, there's oneness basically. There's no difference between a Hindu or a Muslim or anybody else. And he always preached that it is oneness, and he believed in oneness, and there's one God only. So thank you very much, Bhagat Singh ji and Sathi. We've just changed the program a little bit because I think it will be useful to know about Guru Nanak himself, his philosophy. Sikhs have always played kirtan because Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself, any hymn he read, it was read by music. His friend Mardana, a Muslim, accompanied him everywhere, wherever he went. And whenever Guru Nanak Ji wanted to sing a hymn or a Shabad, he will say to Mardana, come on, let's start the music, Bani Aiya, and they will start singing. And that tradition he has asked Sikhs to, is one of the cornerstones that they have to read the Guru Granth Sahib's Shabads with the accompaniment of instruments by singing. So that's where the singing comes into the Sikh religion. So I will ask Bhagat Singh Ji to come and explain the philosophy or the preachings of Guru Nanak.
So I'm just going to take a few minutes really to try and focus on the core messages of Guru Nanak and what he tried to bring to the world. We already know that there were so many religions already. Sardarji has already mentioned that we are the youngest major religion of the world. As far as religions go, the major religions of the world might span many thousand years, and we're the youngest of those. So only approximately 500 years ago is when Guru Nanak started to tread this path, and people began to listen. And now, 500 years later, we are now the fifth most populous religion in the world. And even though we're not an evangelistic religion, just the very thought of meditation, oneness has appealed to so many from every corner of the world that people felt the internal pull towards trying to live and walk this way that Guru Nanak tried to share. And in the health sector, especially in hospitals, it's even more so important that we share and have an opportunity like this to talk about what Guru Nanak brought to the world sphere when it comes to the stability of a person's mind, emotions, and therefore what was known then and is beginning to be discovered now, the intrinsic link between the body's health, physical health, when we're talking about the foundations of the emotions and the mind and the spirit that underpins it. So Guru Nanak tried to encourage everybody, and if we really had to summarize most of what the Sikh philosophy has to offer, Guru Nanak's philosophy, and we really try to bring out the essence of what he, of 1,430 pages of Guru Granth Sahib is trying to point towards, is basically three principles that is quite often shared. And the first one being of meditation, that as many of us on this world that might consider ourselves as being good-natured, patient, full of tolerance, full of love for fellow mankind, Guru Nanak says, however good or however improvement we have to make to ourselves, there's always room for more. Meaning that when we meditate, with the capacity increases. And there isn't anybody on this earth, Guru Nanak included himself, when he said that whatever we consider ourselves to be, we can be better than that. That means we will have the energy to help somebody unconditionally, to want to offer up our time, our effort, our money, our mind and emotion and energy to help somebody else do better. So in the case of in the hospital settings, hopefully I think we've got staff members, possibly patients who might be exposed to this sort of message, and it's a reminder that we're not only just doing a duty that we've been employed to do, we're doing something much deeper than that. We're offering our skills, our time and energy, love even, and emotions as an investment into somebody else to help them heal, to be better, and whatever we can to help make this world a better place. And Guru Nanak said that meditation is such a key element of that, without which the capacity to which we can operate is limited. We will reach the end of our tether when it comes to how much we can expend by way of energy, by way of patience, by way of how much capacity we have. But through meditation that can be increased, and the more people that appreciated the power within to really source an untapped level of energy, the way we share with each other, whether it's time, skills, or anything else described previously, that capacity increases exponentially. So the potential of mankind is really improved. And this is why people who followed Guru Nanak were called Sikhs, because a Sikh means a student. And if you're a student of life, a student of the universe, a student of the soul, and the aim in our lives is to improve and better ourselves so that we better serve others, this is principally why Guru Nanak instill this message. Secondly, Guru Nanak says to earn honestly, meaning that if we genuinely recognize that there's a power within me, a light within me that defines all life, meaning within everybody else, an animal life, in plant life as well, and in the inanimate and in the void around us, there's an energy that and a light that we can tap into once we meditate. Why then would we treat fellow man any different to how we would want to be treated ourselves? So earning honestly means that we respect each other to a degree where we don't try to hoodwink each other. We want to respect and earn in an honest way so that we can not be about greed or be about accumulation only. It's about looking out for fellow man as well during your life in your professional career or in your personal life. And lastly, Guru Nanak focused on sharing, meaning whatever is mine can also be shared amongst those around me. So some of us are fortunate enough to have more, some of us may have less, but Guru Nanak says that the feeling inside, the want inside for somebody else to be uplifted too, overcomes what you have. So whether I've got little or more, I will still have the feeling of wanting to give. And that feeling is important, because sometimes we might give for an Instagram shot or a pat on the back. And Guru Nanak says giving is much deeper than that. It's a feeling inside of wanting to see fellow man do as well as yourself, if not better. So that oneness that comes from within through meditation then feeds out into the other facets of life as well, when we communicate, how we treat each other, how we talk and how we operate in all spheres of life, home, social, or in professional lives. So the message of Guru Nanak was true then, and it is true now, and it will continue to be, because these aspects of our human life are relatable across the board. It doesn't matter what religion you call yourself, we all have emotions, we all have love, we all have relationships, and Guru Nanak's message underpins that is the core of what could make us better and what would help the world be a better place if we appreciated what's inside us, which then allows us to appreciate what's inside fellow man also. So if we had to summarize Guru Nanak's message, it's quite easily summarized in these three principles. And if we really had to go deeper, it's that the meditation itself is what will help us create that inner voice, become stronger, and create the resilience inside for us to operate more functionally in the world, especially with the level of activity that everybody's involved with now. It's commonly said that today's world is becoming faster and faster, and Guru Nanak's message is to try and help the mind still itself and become a bit inwardly focused so that we could be more outwardly active and productive. So this is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji came for. He didn't have to. There were many religions on this earth already, but as we shared already, Guru Nanak says, forget about your titles, your names, your descriptions. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, wide, thin, brown, white, black, what language you speak, what color eyes you've got, what corner of the world you're from. We're all related to each other internally and externally, and it benefits us all to recognize that. So thank you for listening. I didn't want to take too much of your time. That was a short reflection of Guru Nanak's sort of core philosophies. And of course, there's a lot more depth involved, but in the short space of time, hopefully you've understood it and appreciated a little bit about why the Sikhs find it such an important time of the year to recall the basics and center the self, to begin aligning that inner core self in order to be more functional on the outer self. So thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Bhagat Singh Ji. When I used to study, we were told at school that Guru Nanak's principles we should follow. And when I'm given opportunity these days in Gurdwaras at the weddings of young couples, I advise them also that Guru Nanak said that you have the Naam Japana to meditate, as Bhagat Singh Ji said, meditate. And the second is work hard and sincerely so that you earn right money and not any dodgy money. And the third was to share equally. And that's why Guru Nanak started langar. Langar is free kitchen in Gurdwaras. In every Gurdwara you go, nobody will ask you, who are you, why have you come here? They will just say, come and sit down, and the langar is being served. You're being served with food there. So these were the sort of basic principles of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Right, we're very fortunate here today to have with us the Chief Operating Officer of the Trust, Claire Smith. She's a very busy lady, but she has found time for us, time for Guru Nanak, and I'm sure she would like to say a few words to all the friends here.
Hello everyone. As said, my name's Claire Smith and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at the Trust. Ben asked me to come here today for Sikh Prayer Day, and it's been a real privilege sitting here listening to the music, but also to the philosophy as well of Guru Nanak, which I haven't heard before, but really resonates with me. The Sikh community offers so much to our country, to our community, to our NHS, and to our trust. And I have to say, we would be a lesser place without it, without the Sikh community and the contribution that you make. And that philosophy that you have just described there, I don't think it matters what faith you are part of. We're human beings, and that's such the strong strength that comes through what you've just described today. When I think about Guru Nanak's philosophy and principles, what really comes through for me strongly is that is about respect, it's about compassion, our interactions with other humans within our workplace, within our communities, and dealing with people in that fair and equitable way. I'm so grateful, Ben, thank you for asking me to come today, because I've learnt a lot, and I have learnt something that I will go away and reflect on as well, particularly in terms of the meditation, the sharing, and I'm going to really challenge myself in that space as well. It's delightful to be here to celebrate Sikh Prayer Day, and also to join with other NHS trusts that will be doing the same today as well. I think, is this the seventh year, is it, or something like that? It's a number of years that this has been happening. Is it longer, is it? And by the numbers here today as well, how important it is to our community. Anybody that knows this building, Bexley, knows the trauma that many of our patients are going through when they're in this area, and being able to access support, philosophy, the kindness as well is just so incredibly important. And speaking to someone who's had a loved one that has gone through here quite recently and has accessed chaplaincy support, which I know is something that we want to strengthen, is so critically important. So I won't take up any more of your time. I will stay as long as I can, because I've just loved this. So thank you so much. It's been a real privilege being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Claire. We do appreciate what you said. We're going to have a final prayer for everybody, prayer for the patients, prayer for the staff, for the well-being of the staff who look after the patients here. So I will request everybody to join us to stand up, and Bhagat Singh Ji will lead the prayer, and after the prayer we will have some refreshments, and please do stay for the refreshments as well. Yeah, thank you.
So in a few seconds, I'm going to ask you all to stand up, and whether you're of any faith or of no faith, or of following the Sikh path, whichever way you can resonate and connect with yourself, or whichever way you connect with a spirit or no spirit, we ask you to just center your mind, center your emotions. Even though I'm going to be reciting the ardas or the supplication or the prayer in Punjabi, I would ask you to, especially the way the Sikh tradition or the Sikh ardas happens, is that we first recite Guru Nanak's path for a few seconds, We talk about the struggles of anybody who is spiritual, anything they've suffered on this earth. And then when we get to the end, we literally make a supplication, a request to the energy that is, the universe that is within every single one of us, that we try and source and draw upon that energy to be shared out amongst not just the patients, but the staff who mean to serve them, and everything that makes the health service what it is. We'll have the opportunity to pray for that in our own ways, in our own words, and in our thoughts. But what's most important is the conscious state of our minds, that we are present and we're asking the same thing. And that's when this ardas becomes much more powerful. For those that do follow Punjabi, it goes without saying that you'll understand the words, and we can as long as we're conscious and present, the ardas becomes a very powerful tool. So I'm going to begin in Punjabi with a small few words that just reflect the energy of the ask, the energy of a personal internal request, and how it can materialize in a real sense. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Sajio, Tud Agya Ardas Hamari, Jio Pind Sab Tera, Kaho Nanak Sab Teri Vadiai, Koi Nao Na Jane Mera, Ek Onkar, Shri Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Shri Bhagavati Ji Sahaiwar, Shri Bhagavati Ji Ki Paatshai Dasmi, Pratham Bhagavati Samikhay, Guru Nanak Ne Dhyaye, Fir Angad Gurte Amardas, Ram Dase Hoye Sahai, अर्जन हर गोबिंदनो सुमरो श्री हर राय श्री हर कृष्ण की आइए जिस तिथे सब दुख जाए तेग बहादुर सिमरिया काल नौ निदा बिताए सब थाई होए सहाय दसवें पातशाह श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब जीओ सब थाई होए सहाय दसा पातशाहियां दी जोत श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी दे पाठ दीदार दा ध्यान धार के बोलो जी वाहिगुरु पंजा प्यारियां चौं साहिबजादियां चालियां मुक्तियां हट्टियां जपियां तपियां जिन्हां ने नाम जपिया बन के छकिया देख चलाई तेग वाय देख के अंडर किता तिन्हां प्यारियां सच्चियारे दी कमाई दा ध्यान धार के बोलो जी वाहिगुरु हे नमाणियां दे मान निताणियां दे तान निओटियां दे ओट सच्चे पिता वाहिगुरु जीओ आप जी दे अगे अरदास बेनती जोदरी है सच्चे पातशाह आप जी ने कृपा करके आप जी का महान शुभ दिहाड़ा सच्चे पातशाह जी हो आप जी प्रकाशमान होने की खुशी के सच्चे पातशाह जी आप जी ने संगतां नूं इकट्ठ बख्शिया पिता जी हो आप जी ने बाणी पढ़दे हाँ आप जी के विचार सुनाउंदे सच्चे पातशाह जी हो साडे गैर मन हाज़रियां ते गैर हाज़रियां दियां माफ़ियां बख्शियां सच्चे पातशाह जी हो भुल्लां चुकां दी माफ़ी बख्शियां ये जो आप जी का जीवन है आप तुसी बख्श के साडे सारे नूं चढ़दी कला दी दात बख्शनी सच्चे पातशाह जी हो साडे जीवन तुसी आप बनाउणा आप जी दा नाम आप सिमराउणा सच्चे पातशाह जी हो किरपा करके सरबत माई भाई दे उत्ते मेहर भरिया हाथ कराउणा अते आप जी दी सेवा आप कराउणी सच्चे पातशाह जी हो आप जी दी मनुखता दा भला तुसी सिखां नूं आप ही सेवा करन दी दात बख्शनी सच्चे पातशाह जी हो किरपा करो सब मरीज़ां दे उत्ते मेहर भरिया हाथ रखना आप जी दा याद आप कराउणा सच्चे पातशाह जी हो रोगां दे अते पातशाह जी रोगियां नूं तुसी आप किरपा करके आप यह सोची बख्शने आप गुरमत अनुसार आप जी दा भाणा मनण दा बल बुद्ध बख्शना सच्चे पातशाह जी पिछों परिवार नूं यही ताकत बख्शनी आप जी दे भाणा मनण दा आप जी दे नाल आप जोड़ना सच्चे पातशाह जी किरपा करके जिथे जिथे भी आप जी दे सेवक ਕੰਮਾਂ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਮਰੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਮੇਰ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਰੱਖ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਹੋ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸਜਾਉਂਦਿਆਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਅਨੇਕ ਪੁੰਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਜੀ ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮਿਲਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤ ਆਵੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਾਣੇ ਸਰਬਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ बोले सो निहाल सत श्री अकाल वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed here today, the Kirtan, the class, and sympathies from all of you as well, and celebrating Guru Nanak's birthday. So I would like to thank Ben Rhodes and Joe Jones from the Leeds Chaplaincy Service, with whose efforts we have been able to use the Faith Center here to perform today's Kirtan. And I would like to also to thank their staff as well. In the background, they have done a lot of work, Geraldine and others. They have done much work, and thank you very much. And especially Mandeep Singh and Vic Spogle, who have actually done all the work this year in arranging the program, in organizing the events, in organizing the Jainis who will do the Kirtan. So thank you very much to them. But I'm also very thankful to Claire Smith from the Leeds Teaching Hospitals Trust. They have always been helpful whenever we request them anything. They have always helped us. And lastly but not least, I'd like to thank you all for coming and joining us and joining the celebrations here as well. So in the last, Ben did mention to me that he's organizing some tea and coffee here, and Vix has organized some samosas as well and pakoras. So please do join us and get a bit warm up, a bit more, although we are quite warmed up now. So do join us. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.